here in Abu Dhabi, and it should be 7:40 p.m. in India. And today is 27th of June, 2026. And our topic of discussion today is time limit to timeless. So basically it is all about time. We'll go into the different layers and different levels of understanding of time and their implications. And of course, we'll give some detail about the time management and time-related issues we are currently facing in our own lives. And then we give a little bit of references to how the different religions, they talking about time, how they describe time, and what are the religious aspects, just for information. And then finally, we'll dive into what is the significance of time in the spiritual domain, and what was the spiritual understanding of time. So to do that, so let us start with first topic, the characteristics of time. Means it is, first we need to understand that what is time. Means it is like some facts about time. Somebody want to join? Okay, so this is about the characteristic of time. Now it is, time is irretrievable. Irretrievable means I'm just, mentioning few pointers that what the characteristic of time, it is irretrievable. Means once it is passed, it cannot be called back. There is no rewind button. Second, the time is limited and democratic. The time is, here it is, of course, we are talking about the clock time. It is limited. Limited means in a day, there will be 24 hours and that's it. Whatever, if you wanted to extend it to 25 for some time or, want to reduce it to 20 hours is not possible. Yeah. So there is a specification, limitation. So in a day, there will be 24 hours and it will be, that 24 hours. And time is democratic. Democratic means time is available for everyone equally. It does not discriminate between, all kinds of things like gender or age or nationality or caste or skin color. It's same, available for everyone. So from that point, it is said that it is, Shupratim, you raised your hand. Anything you wanted to say? Shupratim? Okay, I think it's a mistake. I'll mute. All right. So now, so democratic means it is freely available for everyone. It is limited but available. Anybody, it is equal for everything. Time treat everybody equally. That's what the democratic thing comes. And next is characteristic is uncontrollable. It is not under somebody's control or something's control or controlled by any system. It just moves, it flies. And there is like time, again, we'll come into this characteristic in detail. Time is a concept, okay? It is not, it exists in our mind. So that means if our mind stops because of any reason, the time also stops in that sense. Means we don't have the sense of time if the mind stops. Suppose we are sleeping, or maybe somebody has been gone for like a surgical operation and they put some anesthesia. So the period of anesthesia, mind is closed and we lost the sense of time. So in that sense, so it is all there. It is a time is some experience of mind. That's all. And another characteristic is the time cannot be used like a money. like it is not a resource that you can just use it, exchange it, and you can accumulate more time on your credit, and then we give it to others or you transact. So it is not transactionable in that sense. It is having its own flow. It is just going. So in between, whatever you need to do, you do, but it is not under anybody, under any control. Neither it can be used. It can be stored like a savings in the some sort of bank, and then when we need it, we call for that savings and spend it. No, it's not like that money. Yeah. So these are the characteristics of time. So, and also that the time now we'll go, a little bit of each point I mentioned, that time is irretrievable. Also, it cannot be preserved. It cannot be purchased. So, and so in a day, what is the completely democratic means that 24 hours are available to anyone equally. So it is not for somebody, it is 20 hours for somebody else, is 36 hours. It is not that. So it is equal. So, and then about the time exists only in our minds. What I mentioned the point earlier, that for understanding of that is, it is not something that we can change. Like it just, we have to experience it and that's it. We cannot change time. We cannot play with it or something like that. It is our mental experience. So now, even though we say that we use time, but we actually, in the truth is, we can never use time. It is not a resource. So that's why this is, even though we say it, but truly in true aspect, we cannot use time, but rather time uses us. Okay, so what then we can do? We can do like, we lead our lives so that we use the time to our best advantage. So that is the final, the characteristic wise, if we understand these characteristics. So we come to the conclusion that we cannot actually do anything to do with the time. What we can do is, we can lead our lives so that we can take best advantage of whatever time available to us. That's all we can do. Okay. So now let us, what is the next point, is about strategy of time management. Okay. So time management is a very well versed, and in all over the world, in the professional world, it has been used heavily. Time management. There are the courses, and there are some books on time management, and so it's a hot topic, particularly for who are in the managerial profession, in the businesses and all. The time management is a great deal. So we'll go a little bit deeper into the time management. So and we say that just now we concluded from the characteristic of the time, that the time itself, we cannot save it, we cannot store it, we cannot utilize it in whenever we want. So we cannot exchange time with anyone else. So basically that is not the thing. So in that sense, the management, so-called managing time, technically is not the correct the words. Yeah, time management, we cannot manage time. So that is the truth. So what we can do, the time management, it is basically the reality is that it is about the life management, not the time management. We cannot manage time. We cannot hold it. We cannot stop it. We cannot exchange it. We cannot save it and things like that. We cannot manage anything to do with the time. Time, it's its own lord. It goes its own way. But only thing what we can do, like control on, we don't have control on time, but we control on our own lives. So we can manage our life so that we can fit into and we can best out of the time available. That is life management, what is popularly known as time management. So we just wanted to make it clear, this time management is not possible. technically. Yeah, but life management is possible, and that's what the people mean. They mean that their life management, not time management. Okay, I think somebody else wants to join. Okay. All right. So now let us go to the next point. Is about some more. Okay, so now let us go to the next point. What is that? How to handle important and urgent matters and the priority matrix. So here comes a little bit of, let us share our, the practical experience in the so-called the time management stuff. So how it affects our practical life, spiritual part will come later. Practically, let us understand. Time management, it is, by truth, it is a life management. And when it comes to utilization of the time from our side, so there are two pressing things we have to deal with time. So one is the urgency part of it, okay, and another one is importance part of it. So something, there are two aspects. One is called it is urgent, means we have to do it, at with a minimum possible time. And something is important, means that will give our priority attention because it is important. So time-wise, there are two aspects, the two variables we face. I'm talking now time management. Two aspects. One, we have to face in the reality. One is urgency, and another is importancy, or urgent matters or important matters. So how to deal with it? So in view of the time, so-called managing these issues like urgency and important matters, how to deal with it. So what is normally in the time management, it is called a priority matrix. So we'll just go and we'll explain what the priority matrix is. And okay. Or should I post these things into the group so that you know? Just give me a minute. Then just give me a minute. I will just post one picture, priority matrix, so that it will be easier for you to see that matrix, and then we can discuss it that further. Touch photos. I posted one picture in the group. Just check your device and just show me some thumbs up or something so that I know that you have seen it or you are aware of it. No thumbs up. Okay, so that means you have seen it. All right, let me try to share the screen, same thing, so that I can explain it further. Screen share, window, this one. Okay, you can see my screen, the same picture. I have this, okay. See, it has got, if you see the x-axis, the bottom is urgency, urgent matters, and then on the vertical side, y-axis is important matters. So if these two matters, so it is by 2 matrix, it is, okay? So what is the top first one? Important but not urgent. Okay. So, and what is the written in the red color? I will come little later. That is the action to be taken. But first you understand what that means. Blue color, what is written? Important but not urgent. Then in the then come down. Then it is not urgent, not important. I mean, it is neither urgent time-wise. Yeah. So if you see the scale of importance 1 to 10, it is below. It is below 5, and here also urgency also it is between 1 to 5. So that means it is not urgent, not important. So that is the lower quadrant. Then go right. Then it is an urgent but not important. When there is something urgent but it is not important. Yeah. So that is the lower quadrant, and the top right, the corner one, it is urgent and important for both. So this priority matrix is what will be your action for these matters. So as I mentioned, we normally have to weigh between this important and urgent matters. So first thing, what it is said, important but not urgent, means if it is not urgent, but it is important. So it is saying that is priority matrix. The action to be taken here is you plan for it. You plan it. It is important. You need to do it. You cannot just avoid it, but not urgent. You need not to immediately do it. So why you have to deal with all those things? Because you have a limited time. We cannot do everything all together. So we need to do something. So you plan it, schedule it. So that we can do it at certain time when you are free. Yeah, it is important. You have to do it. Then come down. It is a not urgent, not important. Okay. So if it is not urgent, not important also, then keep watch. Just be aware. If you see some importance changes or urgency changes, then you take action. Otherwise, just be aware this needs to be done. Okay. So suppose something like you wanted to go to travel to some destination. So you wanted to go to travel to Kashmir. Okay. You wanted to go to Kashmir. So it is not urgent, not important either. But you just keep watch, keep it in your agenda. Maybe in future, sometime things will be in the favor, then you will go. Otherwise, there is no urgency that you need to go. So it is a keep watch. Means you just put it somewhere. It is in your list to do, but not necessary. I mean, it is not immediate. Okay. Then come right, bottom right. So it is urgent but not important. So if it is urgent but it is not important, means it does not, your time, it is not worth spending your time. It is not that important, but urgent. Okay. So then suppose something like, what example I should give? Yeah. So suppose today is the last day of paying your electricity bill. So it is urgent, okay? But it is not that important that your whole life will collapse if it is not given in time. There will be some fine or something like that. So it is urgent. There is a deadline. Today is the last day, but it is not that important. So what you can do is, in this case, you delegate. You send somebody, you go and pay this to the electricity office or pay it online. You just call somebody, can you just pay it? And so that, because I'm occupied, I'm not able to go there and to make this payment. So please. So this is the kind of thing, it can be delegated. Yeah. So this kind of thing. And next is then finally the top right corner, urgent and important. So it is both urgent and important. That this is the one you have to give it a top priority. Okay. So that is, you have to do it now. Means whatever time you have right now, that in these cases you have to utilize that first. So when that is over, then you have to shift it to the important but not urgent. Then maybe come to the urgent but not important matters. But still, suppose you could not delegate. So you need to now then address those issues, and you have to, or maybe something you missed, like somebody invited you for some party or something, but you missed it, because it is not important, but someday you could not go there, so you cannot delegate just to say sorry and all those kinds of, send a regret note. So that will come at that line. And not urgent, not important, as I'm saying, that some issues that can wait for some time or not at all is the priority. So that if you have a free time, available time, then you plan it. Why not? That you can do it. But that is a fourth thing. So this is called the priority matrix of time management. I'll stop sharing. And I think somebody wants to join. Yeah. All right. So this is about that priority matrix. I hope you understood. So now that is about, next point is about our personal time management solutions. So there are many issues related to time. That is not only this urgent and priority matrix. So this is how we prioritize things. That's the matrix is all about. But our personal time management, in our life, there are many other issues are there related to time. So some of them I will just mention it here, and then we'll followed by a few tips I will give so that you can, implement them as in your life. It will make the so-called time management better, or in truest sense, life management better. So in the personal time management skill, what are the things you have to? There are. I will few points I have noted. I will read them. It is called scheduling. Scheduling means which one will come first, which was second, which is third, and all. You have to schedule it. Then it is also time management skill include goal setting, like we set certain things we'll achieve in our life, or we'll buy some property, or we'll pass some exam, or whatever it is. There is some goal setting, and there is a time involved. So because you need to complete this particular goal within next 2 years or something like that. So there is a time involved. So that's called goal setting. Scheduling, goal setting, then planning. Planning basically is planning the time, to plan some activities, or you have to plan it properly in the sequence, after which what we need to do, and something need to be done before you go for the second one, and then go for the third one, and so on and so forth. So this is the part of the planning. So, or you will start the whole thing after 3 years. So that may be your plan, or maybe your plan for the retirement, or any kind of thing, a plan for financial planning. So all these are related to time. So when you will do what, and what activity you will do, those are part of the planning. Then prioritizing, we already have the priority matrix, and we understand how to deal with urgent and important matters. So those are prioritizing. So those tools you can use to prioritize issues. If suppose 4 or 5 things comes at a one go, then you have to prioritize, and that is a tool you can use for prioritizing. And then is a personal time management, also have a decision making. So decision making, it is not a very, it doesn't come to the surface very well, but it is an underlying thing. It is a skill. Those people who have the decision making skill, they utilize their time much better. Means they don't fumble on anything. Yeah. So something comes, take a decision, move that. Yeah. They're very fast. And there are some characteristic of some people, they delaying matters, procrastinate, or they don't want to take a decision, or they be fearful about taking a decision. So in the bargain, they lose time. Losing time means losing opportunities. Yeah. So, but who can take a sharp decision? Yes, no, go ahead, and all those kind of things. This is a skill that we have to. It's a big aid. It is for the time management issues. And then also the delegating, we said that we have to learn how to delegate. More and more, you professionally go in a hierarchy, or in a company, or in a system, if you go higher and higher, um, initially you wanted to be skillful, you wanted to do it yourself. That's fine, But more and more higher up the ladder you go, that your time will be more of a decision making and managing, not doing it. So basically, it is said that junior level they paid for their time, and the higher level they paid for their decisions. Okay, that decision taking ability comes from their experience. But if they are in the decision making, then who will do the actual work? They can guide, but who will do the actual work for them? So it is when you go higher in the responsibility, one point of time will come, it is almost impossible to deal everything yourself. It's not possible. Even if you wish to. Their thing comes, you learn how to delegate. So you have to find out which job, who can do better. Just guide, just supervise, but you need not to do everything yourself. Yeah. So that is called the delegating. So delegating is a big part of the things, the skill we need to learn so far as our own time management is concerned. Delegating does not mean you get away from your responsibility. You are still responsible. Take the responsibility, but delegate which is the work intensive matters or repetitive matters or something like that. So that somebody of of junior level, junior means by experience junior level, they can manage. So you need not to do everything on your own hand. You just give them guidance, or you ask them, give them free hand. Whenever you face any problem, you come and consult me. That's all. Otherwise, so it will go ahead, as per the plan or as per the task, thing like that. So anyway, so this is called the delegating. So here comes few time management tips. Okay, time management tips here. This is again just giving from the some practical experience point of view. As I mentioned, the spiritual part we have not started yet. It is just we are starting with the time management tips. And the first is find out where you are wasting time. Means it is a self-analysis. Some people say that I never get proper time, and or some people, very common thing, they say, I wish there are more hours in a day because I cannot finish the thing. So if you go, or sometimes you are busy and overworked and too tired and all those kind of things, because if you are too tired and all those things, you will lose the charm of life, basically. So one of the main reasons somebody is overworked, always occupied, too much pressure of work, you will see that there are many pockets they are wasting time. Okay. So basically, it's a matter of efficiency. If it takes much more time, means you are not efficiently utilizing time. So first thing you can do in this case is to find out that are you a prey of to time wasters? Means somebody else can waste your time, or you yourself has certain kind of pattern or habit which you are yourself wasting your time. Okay. So first you have to find out if there anything that is wasting my time, taking my time, it is unproductive. I've not been able to productive during that period. Okay, so next point is about second tip about the time management is create time management goals. See, if you do not have any goal, then it is like they call it a rudderless boat. Like it will not give you direction, which direction the boat will go. So same thing is in our life. If we don't have a goal, means it will be just floating around here and there like a boat without any rudder. There is no direction. So you have to, if you say that what are your goals, you have to specify for your own. thing internally that you specify. This is your time management goal. And for the focus of time management is actually changing our behavior, not changing time. So time management goal it is not about managing time, as I mentioned in the beginning, but technically it is managing our life. So this one is that if we have to identify where we wanted to achieve by this, whatever activity we do, whatever in a day's time, whatever we do, what is the final outcome? In which direction we'll go? So then we'll focus on this direction and move in that direction. But if you don't have any goal, then your life is like a floating here and there, wasting time. So that is not, like efficient life is. Yeah? So that is we have to focus on where is the productive time, and which leads to achieving certain goals. If you like, you can maybe there is ultimate goal, but you can put different milestone and all those things. This is a common tool in the management. You can put different milestone and you can take it one milestone at a time. That's a good strategy. Yeah. Okay, so there are different types of goals. You can say that the first point we discussed about eliminating the time wasters. So any activity we do which is wasting your time, then you consciously avoid that. Yeah. As for example, suppose you're gossiping over telephone, a long telephone conversation with friends and family members and other things, and all kind of discussion. So these are wasting time. We can make it more effective utilization of the time of both parties or all parties involved here. Yeah. So, or you can take like conscious decision that during my working time, say in the office, there is no personal call or no checking of WhatsApp. That's your goal. That's your tool to use the efficient time management. So you say, okay, I'll check my personal mail or messages during lunchtime, and then when after office time is over, I will check that. So half an hour each, half an hour during lunchtime, half an hour after that. And then in the evening later on, if something needs to be followed up and things like that, that is the time, free time will do. So, but this is the kind of way you manage your time. Yeah. So you have to set your goal that you will not do certain things or particularly don't encourage time wasting activities. Yeah. And okay, goal setting is one. And next is to implement that, the simple, implement the time management plan. It is an extension of that second point, but is only goal setting without implementing have no use. Yeah? So you have to make sure you are implementing it. So, and by that way, what will happen is you will come out your something called time wasting behaviors of your own. As I'm saying, some gossiping and all this kind of stuff. It may be you are unconsciously doing you have a behavior which has wasting your time. But if you implement the time management plan, suppose as I mentioned earlier point that half an hour during lunchtime and we'll check the mobile and messages and personal emails, and after your office is over, another half an hour. This kind of thing you have to implement. It is not that okay, after second day you say, oh, maybe for 10 minutes I will check in between. Yeah, that gone. Like whatever your plan was, that is gone because you are slipping away from your own plans. So just implement that. This will be needed for your own habit pattern. Yeah. So you implement that. It is only you can implement it. Then nobody else is here. They will punish you if you don't do anything. It's nothing like that. It is your own. So you just do that. Okay, what next tip is use time management tools. See, the time management, there are, as I mentioned earlier, there are many time management books, there are time management courses. Even there are so many time management software programs. Okay. So it is it is a thing like software programming. So you give the what are the activities need to do with the priorities and things like that and duration. They will plan it for you, something like that. And I'm not asking you to go that level of sophistication and all those kind of. There's no need. But at least you use the time management tool is that priority matrix. So if there are issues, you sit down and you set up the priority of your own. So that you can do. And prioritize things and schedule things and other points, whatever you mentioned just a few minutes before. All those are time management tools. Yeah. See, in time professionally, there are something called project management course, PMC. Project management course, it is taught professionally how to manage different activities. So they use different tools. Interesting. When I was thinking, originally I was thinking what to learn about the project management things because it is not subject matter like whatever the subject we are dealing with. So earlier I thought that is good enough. I know the subject, I can do it. It is not that easy. Yeah. They have that different project management tools. What equally here it can be applicable for time management. I will tell you some of the things of that project management tool. What they do, any kind of project means there is a time and there is a so and so different activities there, and there's a final product. Suppose you wanted to construct a house. Yeah. So that is a project, say. So how long you need to construct a house? So that time is there. And then there are different activities. First, you have to, buy and register the land. Then you plan for the house, and that plan need to be sanctioned by architecture or something. Plan need to be sanctioned. Then you purchase raw materials or, construction materials and things like that. Or you appoint a contractor will do the work for you, and then they will purchase all the raw materials. Then they will bring laborers, and they will bring maybe the site supervisors and things like that. They will execute the plan and all those kind of stuff. Then when there is some sequence how it is first maybe the foundation, then the pillars and walls, and then roof. All those kind of things. Anyway, finally the painting of the house, and then the house is ready. Yeah. So then the next chapter comes over the interiors and furnitures and all those kind of things. Anyway, suppose this is the project. Yeah. So I'll mention two things. But when I went for this project management course, and I found it interesting. Yeah. So everything has all activities have a chain of things, like they call it a path. So suppose it is, buying a land. There is a path to be followed there. Like first you have to look for it and, check with the advertisements or meet with them and go and have a visit and all these things. Then do some agreement, land purchase plan, and then land purchase agreement, and it is to be registered and things like that. So each part has got its sub parts. Yeah? Also, there is something have a sequence. Like you cannot start constructing a house without purchasing the land first. Like that means land is a predecessor of the engaging a construction contractor, say. Yeah. Then within the construction, there are different things, like you have to buy the cement and steel rods and all this kind of stuff. So these are the parts of that, and there is some sequence. Like some of the activity, you cannot do all the activities together. As I mentioned, the buying the land and registering the land should come before you start actually constructing and giving some contractor to build the house, or start digging the foundation and all those kind of things. Without purchasing, it's not possible. That means there is a logic involved here. At some activity, there is some predecessor, and there is some successor also. Unless until you start constructing that, so like unless until you so foundation is constructed, you cannot start constructing the pillars, or then comes the walls, and then finally the roof, something like that. Roof you cannot construct first before you start the foundation, something like that. So each having some sequence, and this is how, and each will take certain amount of time and resources, like how many people needed, what type of people, what kind of material, resources, time and material. So what kind of material you need and all those things. So I was talking about two things that during the project management, the training or the course for the certification I did. So two things that I found it interesting. They call it a like a critical path. Critical path means there are many things can be done in parallel. Means suppose when you are buying steel rod, same time somebody else can go and start talking with some cement companies to buy cement. Somebody else can go and check with the sand. You need to wait for that. So these things can be done parallelly, so that they can come at a particular time, and the transport system and lorry or truck, and they dump this material in the site. So all these things can be parallelly done, but the target date should be by that date all the material should arrive. Same with the engaging the different types of people and the supervisors, laborers, and all whatever they are doing, etc., etc. That can be done. That will start thereafter. The critical path means out of all the parallel paths, which the path is, it is absolutely necessary for that sequence point of view. So that means what? Like from starting from buying the land to the handover of the key, there are, if you put everything parallel and all those things, some of the thing you realize it cannot be done parallel. Minimum you have to do that. So minimum of out of all options, this is a minimum, or this cannot be done parallel. They have to one after another. So like that, the lowest possible way from starting to end, that is called the critical path. Critical path, that much time you have to give. That is the critical path. There are other parallel paths, so which may be some of the things, some optimization can be done and all those kind of things. Now, what will happen is, suppose this critical path, that is your project. I'm just explaining why I find it very interesting. Suppose you put all the critical elements there, you see that it takes like maybe it will take 6 months to complete. Okay, A to B. But however, then you realize that no, after 6 months it will be too late. Maybe you are planning to get into the house maybe after 4 months. So you cannot wait for whatever be the reason, whatever urgency, you cannot wait for 6 months. Now come the project management tools. And that is also quite interesting. They call it a crashing. Crashing means the critical path, they squeeze it further. How they do? Maybe you will do as a, suppose in your own house, you make it into different parts and give, parallelly they can work some part of them so that they finish faster and all those kind of thing. End of it, you get the delivery of that thing faster. Or you can double the resources. They do day and night work. So, or you pay overtime and do like that. These techniques, what you make it the faster. So they call it a crashing. Crashing means you are squeezing that time even to meet that your final target. This too, I find it very interesting. Critical path and this crashing. Anyway, so all the project managers, they know it. This is a management tool. So if they come out with this kind of thing, they go for all these avenues and options. Sometimes you have to pay extra to do this kind of activities. Or you bring certain technological thing, and which is higher technology can give you delivery faster. Or if there is a professional group, they are, they themselves have a different big, team to manage things. Day and night work, they can manage by themselves. So they can deliver at faster. Anyway, so those are the kind of things. So now coming back to our own point. So in this kind of, the time management, use time management tools, basically, you can, in your personal level also, this kind of professional things, you can, implement in your life. You can use this kind of thing. You have to think objectively to achieve this, how I need to go and all those kind of stuff. Yeah? And then you can plan it accordingly, and you find out your own critical path there, and what is more important, less important, can stay back for some time. And if you something needed to achieve faster, then you have to give more attention, more focus, more time into to get the things in the lowest possible time, something like that. So I just given some example of the project management tools, so to understand how to use the time management tools in your own life. All right. Next tip is prioritize ruthlessly. See, as your this time is limited, so you have to prioritize. You need to have the sense of priority. Other prioritizing that matrix, you can use it. So basically, prioritizing ruthlessly means you can, even it can be done on the daily level. When the starting of the day, you just note down what are the tasks you need to do on that day, and then you prioritize ruthlessly. Yeah. Then give a thought, like give yourself some time so that you can do it. Otherwise, what will happen is less important issues, you can finish it early, but then you realize that a full day has gone and there are many important things are not addressed because you didn't prioritize. Yeah. So that's why if you start to-do list for that day, so whether you can use your mobile or some paper or journal, or it's up to you, but whatever the task, important task, you need to say, and then prioritize. This I will start doing this first, then this. Yeah, it is your. So if you do that regularly, then it will be part of your habit. Then naturally, initially it will like it's too much of a burden. If I do all those things, when I will work? Then initially, your mind will trick you that they think that these are wasting time. It is not wasting time. It is basically best utilization of your time. Suppose you have to do 20 tasks, and you, as you have noted down, pointed it out, and tick mark each of them once completed, maybe you will finally realize that whatever is normally used to take 12 hours, you finished everything by 8 hours. So that 4 hours you got free time or extra time, whether you can focus on the betterment on other good things. Yeah. Otherwise, whole day you could have been occupied with the same thing. So as you are good, approaching in a structured manner, that's why you are rewarded with the saving of the time. Some job you expected it will take half an hour, but you finally see somehow you finish it 10 minutes. Yeah, that 20 minutes become your credit. Anyway, so this is what it is, the prioritize ruthlessly. So, and prioritize means that even if at the end of the day, some of the planned work you could not complete, let them be the least important ones, which you can reschedule, but not the top priority ones. That's not a good idea. So that prioritizing will help you to do that. Okay, so also it is, we already discussed about the learn to delegate and or outsource. Not as, it is not practically possible to do everything on your own. So you have to learn how to delegate or even outsourcing. The whole chunk of the things, you can give it to some who are expert in this area or the professionals or things like that, and take their help, or that's called outsourcing. So you can do that. It will save your time. So that which is, repetitive, non-important thing, or maybe too specialized for you to deal it with on your own. So let some specialized company take care of it. It can be your personal financing also. You need not to spend and check all which, where to invest or how much to save and how much, which property to buy and all this. So these kind of decisions, you leave it to outsource them and take some professional advice and go accordingly, finish. It will save your time. You need to spend, half of the day to study the market and, what is going on here and there and all this. No need. So that is what it is about the delegation and outsourcing. And also it is a time management. Another good, I was mentioning about the to-do list in the beginning of the day. Even it will be much better for you, like if you establish a routine. Like you should say which part of the day, what are the activities you are going to do. So it is your choice how that is how you schedule them, or so do it repeatedly so that becomes your routine. Then it will automatically, and that particular point of time that will come, those issues you will look into. So, and that establish and stick to them as much as possible. So that is the kind of thing that if you develop that, and your productivity will increase. So, as for example, say, I normally, as I mentioned, the many contact me for our group members or, their families and all they contact me for different kinds of advices on maybe some spiritual things, or like to have one-to-one meeting and things like that. So my time is, after I finish the whole days, I give only the weekdays. Like weekend, normally I give it to the family, go somewhere else and all this. So even if I do something, I may not be able to follow them. Like, it's not about the plan, it is about, the implementing them as well. No? So what I do, I give it in during the working days. When I come back from office, take bath and all those kind of things, do evening, this thing, meditation, etc. Then I start, even if message can come anytime during the day, but I say I will meet you at maybe evening 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. whatever. I give the time, then accordingly I send that. So because that is my free time. If I start addressing during my office hours, then maybe office I will be distracted and not able to talk properly and all this. So that's not a good planning. Yeah. So that is the time slot I have kept for these purposes. Yeah. Someday if it's not there, then I will read something good article and watch some, good or check what happened in the news and things like that. Yeah. Or some spiritual motivational things, some master, I watch this thing. So those kind of things. Maybe I got that link, but didn't get the time to watch that video. I watched at that time during this evening time, yeah, before dinner, after I came back from office, take bath, etc., and things like that. Yeah. Anyway, so if you plan it, then slowly, that becomes your routine. Automatically, you will not feel any pressure, or every time you have to reinvent the wheel. Yeah. You will just go move as per your day will move as per your routine set by you. Initially, there may be a little bit here and there. Also, it is possible that by looking at that, you may have to adjust it, here and there. But once you have done your exercise, then you set the routine. Follow it. It will make your day very, very productive. In the office also, I have a principle that I said, when I go home, I'll not carry anything with me. Earlier days, they used to carry files. Now, those days are not there. But at least a thought-wise, I don't carry anything that tomorrow I need to do. So I'm still thinking about how to do it. And I don't do that. Okay. Whatever it is, I finish it in the office. I write an email and these things and all. I finish it. And then I leave office. And so when I leave office, no official matter is in my brain. That's all. That's why I able to concentrate whatever I know, like discussion, meeting with the people and all those kind of things. I'm able to do. But suppose I just thinking what to do about it, and maybe tomorrow I will think about it and all. And I came home and still thinking about this particular aspect. So, see, more you think about one aspect, your time utilization become double, triple, and 4 times. Because every time you think about the same matter means that much amount of time goes in sorting out only one matter. In that way, my principle is, I'm just giving my another example. I'm not saying I'm the best or something like that. I'm just giving an example how I deal with it. Suppose officially I receive an email. Then and there I reply, whatever is needed there. I don't keep it, we'll see it tomorrow and some flag, and tomorrow I'll come look at the flags. And why unnecessary to repeat that? Yeah? The moment it comes, then it is fresh. So I give it, and what happens is the other people who are receiving that, they find it, he is very, quick to response, like it is very fast thing and that it goes into my advantage, and also my time management point of view. That makes sense, because after sending, I don't even think of it. Finish, it's done. Because when we read it, something clicks in your mind. You know that this is the way it has to be dealt. That be specific and put it into that email and send it. If you leave it for tomorrow, then again you have to read the mail, and again you have to think whatever originally you thought you may lost it, something else will come, again you will write. Okay, yeah. That's fine, but your time get double utilized for the same purpose, right? That is the thing. I use it, one thing at a time. Like, now the FIFA World Cup is going on, and there is a one terminology in football. They can one-touch football. Means one player will not touch that particular football twice. It comes, it will give, kick, hit, pass, whatever it is. Momentarily, it goes out from here. Just came and just out from the player. It is a big time management tips or tool to be, this way, if we can handle all our work, we'll be very efficient. We can be able to, if we're earlier handling about the 10 issues in a day, we'll be able to handle 20. Because we don't stay with one particular issue for longer time. As simple as that. All right. Next tip is, yes, related. So not only planning of the sequence, priority and all, also set the time limit for each task. Like, as I mentioned about this email stuff, and so you give that this kind of issue, I have to reply within 10 minutes, okay, of each email. That's your set time limit set for these things. Or you have to meet someone. That meeting, we should not extend the meeting more than half an hour. It's your call. Means you don't want to extend unnecessarily, keep talking and all those things. Whatever the issues are, you have to compress it and fix it within that 30 minutes. So this is the kind of thing. So it is a time limit setting. It is your own, the habit pattern. Then you set time. You will not spend too much time in this particular matter. So each and all, of course, there are always some exceptions, and there are top priority things. Your rule, not necessarily every time, but let the exceptions be exceptions. Exceptions should not be every time happening. Then that is something wrong in planning and or implementing the strategy wise. All right. So next tip is, be sure your systems are organized. Means it is whether it is your computer, whether it is your mobile, how you keep the address of the people, and what are the things, how it is structured, how you see it, or maybe it is your file management system. So it is, if you develop your file management system so that you can, any issue come, you can locate that particular matter, previous correspondence, the particular matter in minutes, if not seconds. Again, I'll give my own the professional experience in this regard. What I do is, first I create a lot of directories. I'm talking about my office PC. It is also true for my personal things also, like WeAreOne group 1, then a subgroup, and then camp, and then which camp, and then particular sub things. So that anything discussed, anything things is directly that goes into that particular folder. Even in office, I gone into that extent. This is subject wise, but in parallel, what I do is I have something. What are the communication I receive? Yeah, so that goes into the email thing. So every month wise it is given, and then I give the serial number 1 to whatever numbers I received, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So time wise it is there. And then subject wise it is also in another different folder, and that is also given further month wise subdirectories. Yeah. So whenever I'm looking for some issue has come, so I directly go into that particular subject directory and roughly check with which particular month earlier it issued, and that we search, maybe some word search or something, title, and we get it. What was the earlier things? I need not to remember anything. Suppose there is something that is not covered under any of the main subjects, and something may come, some general announcement or something like that. So then we'll go into the general category and find it out where it was. Yeah. And whatever my inbox is and things like that, I keep it clean. So we don't overburden all the unnecessary things. Yeah. So I keep them saving those things for record only. Anyway, so that, suppose sometimes it happens in a meeting, somebody referred to in the month of February, we had this kind of discussion. In the meeting only, when meeting is online meeting, I quickly go into my directory and find it out. And then I say, okay, this was discussed, and see my, share my screen, and they got surprised. How come they pull this kind of, they just spoke about it and I got it. It is nothing. It's not a rocket science. It is all about file management, finish. Because you need to do it yourself. That is also another important thing. The file management system you have to develop, because your logic should be there, so that follow your logic to find out. It's not that basically the file management you give it to try to find out something into common drive of the department, because somebody else created that file system. Yeah. You keep on searching, you will not getting the document because you didn't created it. So you have to understand what is the psychology of that particular person who created it, and what the title type of thing given, and all this thing. It is time wasting again. Okay. So you have to have your own system, and then you follow the system. Very easy. Yeah. So that is compartmentalized everything, and then you can easily get it. Yeah. Anyway, so this is that. So be sure your systems are organized. So it is your duty to make your system organized. Yeah. Okay. The next tip is don't waste time waiting. So it is important. It is important means, so like you suppose it is a joint thing. You need somebody else to work with you and all those kind of things. Make sure both the people, they arrive at the same time. Nobody is waiting for anyone. This is one of the big wasting the time thing. Or if suppose neither you wait nor keep somebody else waiting. In one of the psychological matter is people hate waiting. If you make somebody wait, they will remember. If this guy is not trustworthy, he's just make me wait for a long time, just for a meeting, just for maybe lunch or whatever. So don't allow, be aware that you should not, you should respect others' time as well. So you, just like the same, you don't have the wasting, if somebody else time should not be wasted, not yours. Yeah. I think there was a story who was, I think, king of Bhutan, I think, in the public, some gathering. And he used to, king or prime minister or somebody, he used to appear, suppose there is a function, the cultural program or, social function. So they have invited, it's a 7 p.m. So he will go exactly at 7 p.m. Not 1 minute before, not 1 minute later. And most of the time, there are some stories that obviously the organizers, they still, oh, this is not happened and it is not ready, and cover not put it on the table, mat was not there, and light is not enough, and sound system is still checking and all this. So if you see that after going to that time, you just simply quit that place. Yeah, you never go back again. So because you should not keep others waiting because of you are not ready. You should be. If you think that you take more time, don't give time before. Exactly like that. So, like suppose our interesting. I'm just giving example. Our Saturday programs. This one, or even Sunday one. Somebody was telling that we can, set the clock with when the meeting starts. It exactly starts at the same point and years together. It's not a 1-2 event. Who was telling? I think Aditi was telling once. Aditi, you are here? Aditi? Okay, anyway. So this kind of thing, it is not that. I'm not claiming that I have done a great thing, but you must respect time. You should not keep people, keep waiting people that if we join after 10 minutes, 15 minutes, people are keep on waiting and looking when it will join and all this. It's not a, respectable thing, and it also reflects on you, how you respect time. So it is your respect so that you should not miss the time if you have given. Otherwise, if there is an issue, yes, you notify so that people are not waiting. And you see some of the cases, it happened here also, that I send a message today, instead of this time, it will start at that time. Yeah, give a new time, but you follow that. If you did shift the time, you follow that. There can be some circumstances when it is not happened, and one day, you remember Shraddhanjali, you were here? Shraddhanjali? Okay, I think I saw them joining anyway. So let's move on. So this, what I'm saying is that you notify, or maybe something you got delayed in a meeting, you got delayed on the road, and because of traffic, etc. You just call, say that meeting is now scheduled at 10 o'clock. I could not reach that. Now let us meet at 10:30, and I'll be able to reach by that time. Keep others think it's a very bad habit, and some people think it is a fashionable. Let others wait for me. I'm important guy. It's an egoistic thing. Yeah, people hate internally, so that they don't like to just wait to show some importance on things like that. That's not a good thing from your thing. It is not. So you neither you will make others wait, or also you be punctual and make it clear to others that you are not here. Just like I said, your example of the Bhutan that king, that it is not that you encourage others, they can also be late and you just say it's okay. No, it's not okay. Yeah. So it is how you respect your time that reflects. All right. So okay, so there are something called other tips are. There are other tips are some special time management tips. This is also very important. It is more of these are all human characteristic things. Yeah. So here it is, you have to also learn to say no. Okay. Something is not possible, or you are not interested in doing or something, don't just say yes to impress others and then finally it will not come. It will waste time and unnecessarily your image will be hit. Yeah. So you have to, you have to say no to, if the situation clearly, politely, but clearly, that it is not possible for me to do. So that other party, they will not expect. Yeah? So simple. But it is also a skill that we need to learn, because many people, they shy away. They don't want to say no. Maybe they think the other party will get offended. It's not matter of offense. It's a matter of sharing the truth. Something you are not going to do, then don't say yes. Yeah. So somebody is asking that can you just come, let us go and meet there, or let us visit. They don't want to go, and they say, okay, we'll think about it maybe, or okay, something. It is why you are wasting their time and your time. You just simply say, no, it's not possible for you. I'm sorry, it's not possible. So they don't say, okay, think about it and call that person, call again tomorrow, and they say, what do you think about that? He said, no, I have not finalized yet, maybe another day. So then another day, this is time wasting for both the parties. In the day one, you say no and finish it. Matter ends there. Okay. And also you can have the keep the expectation, like time-wise expectation clear. So that when you are just suppose you start communicating some other people, you can give little bit of idea of that how long it will take, their time you are going to take. It's very common thing when I, suppose my higher officials, particularly, if I, even not higher, even the colleagues, if they said, I need to talk to you, it will not take more than 3 minutes. Finish. Okay. Means I make sure within 3 minutes I finish my talking. Okay. Whatever I need to convey. These kind of things also I write in a message that, would you please call me when you are free? Then I just discuss one matter with you. It will not take more than 5 minutes. Finish. Okay. So this is called managing the expectation. So the time wise, by writing that, you are making sure the other party, because think if they may be free for 5 minutes, they could have called you, but they think he will take maybe 15, 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So we'll think about it later. Maybe later on he forgets. Yeah? So that communication never took place. And earlier also it is, now everything got online. Earlier is to have it going into the visiting bosses. You have to knock the boss's room's door and then enter and then talk. Yeah, that was the culture. So whenever I go to talk to my boss, no matter I worked in many companies and all these things, I said, sir, may I come in? I'll just take 30 seconds. Okay. I just came, said, this is the thing, and then that's it. But if boss wants to more, I said, okay, no, sit down. I need to speak further. And that's okay. But you are basically telling your boss, I will not take more than 30 seconds of your time. I came here for a specific purpose. This is it, and I'm just going. Finish. What boss is doing, whether his boss doesn't have any work, that's none of my business. Yeah? But I need to make sure that expectation that boss also knows he respects time and he will not take more than 30 seconds. For sure. Anyway, so this is also some good habit that you can inculcate. And in some cases it is possible, it has to sometimes extend, then you mention it. There is further thing to discuss. Can I take 10 minutes of more of your time? If yes, then continue. If not, then say, okay, some other time, finish. Okay. Also, there is another special habit is like interruptions. Okay. Interrupting someone, that is not a good habit. If somebody else is talking, you allow the other persons to talk, and same with you. You don't allow to come in between and say something. interrupting is not a good habit. See, it loses the flow. So it is, even it happens, suppose I have some Guruji Premnirmalji's thing. Some people just unmute and start saying something. Mostly new people. Then I heard Guruji is telling, I lost the flow. Can somebody remind me what I was talking? See, what happens was, so this interruption was not necessary. There can be some question, you write it, at the end we'll see. But so particularly the masters, they go with the flow. Now, something is coming from that. It is coming from their mouth, but they are not planning, I will say this thing. It is flowing. The moment that is interrupted, somebody interrupted, the flow stops. That happens automatically. And as that particular master is not talking from his memory, so it is not possible to start again after an interruption. Sometimes that particular, sequence, the flow, lost. It cannot be regained. Something else may start, but that is gone. So anyway, that is about the spiritual sharing purposes. But in general also, interrupting others is not a good habit. It is a time wasting because people got irritated and they take more time, whatever is needed, and other party also, they cut short something, they need to recover and then start repairing. It is wasting time. It is like you are going in a car and suddenly put a brake. It is uncomfortable. People, the passengers in the car, they feel it very uncomfortable. On top of it, again to start the vehicle and restart and all, and then pick up to the same speed, it is, risky and it is time taking. Same applicable for any kind of communication or any activity per se. So the interruption to be avoided. Yes, but if as a part of it, you said now it is open and do you have any question? Then you ask question, or do you have any comment? Then you check this comment. Yeah, the right thing to do. Here also you see that raising hand thing. Why? Because interrupting something is not a good habit. Raising hand means, of course, it is being notified. Then whenever the opportunity comes, it will happen. So that's a very good practice. Yeah. All right. So many things on time management. Okay. So another time management skill, practical level. This is called reducing technology interruptions. Like when you are concentrating on some jobs and all those things, so don't keep your mobile, say every message is there is a ping, and every email comes, there is a pong and thing like that. It is distracting. So this notification, is it obviously absolutely necessary? You put some alarm and that's a different thing. But just make sure all these kind of technologies, they are making different kinds of sounds of notifications which are not really necessary. Yeah, it will waste your time. It will divert your attention. So make sure you are using the technology. Technology is not using you. Okay, so whatever is not helping you, not in your favor, just disable it, make it silent. It's not really necessary. Yeah? So that is called technical interruptions, and nowadays it is very, very common issue. Okay. So same is the time management is also regarding the email. Our email is a big part of our professional life. So there is email etiquettes are there. So we need to follow that etiquette so that we save everybody's time. Yeah. What is those etiquette? Like if you want somebody to do something, don't make it a general, send it to 10 different people. Basically, everybody's become nobody's business. So you specifically address to one particular party, action-taking party, few other people who need to know, just copy, finish. Don't make too many of recipient of that email and things like that. So it doesn't work. And also it is a good idea that if you are looking for a response to that particular, give some time limit. We'll appreciate your, kind response by, say, Wednesday or something, maybe after 2 days or something, so that the people who are receiving it, they know what is the time we need to get it back. So it saves both the parties time. You are sending email thinking that by tomorrow I will get some reply, but tomorrow didn't come, and then after 7 days you get a reminder, and then you realize that person is on leave, and then again when came back from leave, you recall again, oh, I sent some 1 month back, what happened to that, and all those kind of things. Back and forth, it's wasting time. It is just normally in the email I have some habit of mentioning that this is my proposal and this is what I think the way forward. Should you have any different opinion or better option, please specify. Any comment received within this time frame, within that 3 days, 7 days or whatever, will be implemented. Otherwise, by default, whatever is proposed is taken as a final. Means even if you don't reply to that email, the content will automatically valid after a certain time. After that, if there's some people come and say, oh, I wanted to say something, I said, yes, but that's why you mentioned, but you missed that. So then it is fair, means people know that this is the time I need to respond. If they don't feel like responding, it's up to them, it's okay. But it will not waste your time further. Or keep unlimited time, you keep sending reminders, then, they are not bothered about to respond. So keep receiving reminders. So there's a wasting of time. Anyway, so these are certain email kind of thing that we can be, but we have to be careful about. And then also like email, we have a meeting protocol and etiquette also, that maximum nowadays many companies as a policy, they say the no meeting should exceed 1 hour. Okay. So, and in fact, some meetings should be very, precise. They don't need always that kind of time. As I was mentioning, if it's a one-to-one meeting, I send that I will take 5 minutes and that's it. And this kind of stuff, it will be, time efficient. And the meeting, if there is a meeting, the agenda, etc., to be sent in advance so that people are prepared. Something new topic came in the meeting and people say, oh, okay, I need to study and come back to you. So means that particular purpose of the meeting is gone, because again, you need to have another meeting to follow up. So that's not a good practice. So make sure everybody is aware. And thing is, so that they can come prepared and we finish the interaction within minimum amount of time. Okay. Anyway, so the time management, and it is time management overall conclusion is, it is really about the self-leadership or your own life management. This is all about the time management. Okay. So now we'll go into the next part, which is the religious. No, already 1.5 hours. Anyway, I think better to discuss these things in detail. Okay, so let's talk about, I'll go a little faster here. So religious references of time, Kaalchakra, Mahakaal. I'm sure you have heard this terminology called Kaalchakra. Kaalchakra is predominantly, it has been mentioned many by in the Buddhist religion, Kaalchakra, wheel of time. So to understand what is the wheel of time, they have just two different part of Kaalchakra. One they call the external Kaalchakra and it was the internal Kaalchakra. So the Kaalchakra that basically Kaalchakra, it is I just noted down from these things. It is Kaalchakra is a polysemic term by Vajrayana Buddhism. Okay. also it is used in the Hinduism, is a wheel of time and time cycles. And Kaalchakra, that what literal meaning is wheel of time, a profound concept in Indian philosophy representing the cyclic nature of time, existence, and the universe. It has distinct meanings across major Eastern traditions. Okay, they have given different Buddhism, Hinduism, Jainism, and modern time and all those kind of things. We are not going to detail research on that. But let me explain you what that particular Buddhism, the Kaalchakra means. What is the internal and external? The external part, that what they say, that everything in the universe is cycling, rotating. Like every planets, every, the star and all those things, rotating means they come back to the same place after a certain time. It's true for, all the planets and things like that. So in the universe, this aspect that everything is rotating, they repeat that thing. After a certain time, they come back. Yeah, that is the external Kaalchakra. What is internal Kaalchakra? Internal Kaalchakra is it is particularly for the human being. Human being, it is actually that cycle of birth and death. So it is like there is a particular time after birth that there will be the kid, and then go to the teenage and all these things, then adulthood, and then then become middle age, and then final the age and the old age and all this kind of things, and finally the death, and again the life starts. So this particular matter, or punarjanam, or another life starts. So again start from this childhood to youth and middle age, old age, and thing like that, death, and again this is called internal Kaalchakra. So of course, if you want, there are text, you can read all this thing, but this is fundamentally, this is what it is. The wheel of time, externally, is about the universal stuff. What is happening is everything is, having a cyclic in nature. Everything comes, come back to the same, and for the human being, that this life, birth, and death cycle, this is called the internal Kaalchakra. In Hinduism, that Mahakaal, even we visited Mahakaal temple in Ujjain. Mahakaal is actually Lord Shiva. This particular Mahakaal is actually, it is a background where the whole universe, physical universe, is being played. The two things has been created, the time and space, to give all its, let us talk about human only. Humanity, the experience. Like we have a lot of birds, multiple birds in different forms. So those two experience the different forms, like an infinite number of experience, almost infinite number of experience. We need very long time, come again and again, different form, different, like a nationality, different the gender, and different intellect and things like that, different ages in the history. So all this to gather the experience, different kinds of experience, and evolve. So our soul comes and things like that. The background which has been created, the time and space, So the creator of that is Mahakaal. Mahakaal has created that background of time and space where everything is being played here. So obviously it is applicable for the physical space, but it is also applicable for the other dimensional spaces as well. So Mahakaal is in charge of everything which depends on the time. And there is another thing, in the another form of Lord Shiva only, is called Kaal Bhairav. Kaal Bhairav, there you see that some the temple and all, there is Rakshas type of thing, and those are there. Basically, that is from our point of view, it is a destructive force. So it destroys things. Like Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshna, creator, the maintaining and then destroying. Yeah? God, G, generator, O is operator, and the destroyer. So why the Mahesh, the Lord Shiva, has been given the aspect of destroying? Destroying is from other point of view, our point of view. But in the eternity, there is no such thing called destruction. In the cosmic level, everything is energy. And we already learned that matter and energy is equal to mc square. So they can interchange each other. Also, there is some principle called the conservation of energy principle. Like energy cannot be created, neither it can be destroyed. It can only change from one to another. Very simple. So that means whatever we are calling destroying, like Shiva is destroyer, it is not destroying, it is renewing. Or if you say the human life point of view, every death is a starting point of the new birth for the soul. New form, new place, new name, everything. So this is also necessary. The renewal is also necessary, which is commonly known as destruction. Like anything, like when the flood comes, it takes away the old thing, but at the same time, it gives the potential for the new thing. New harvest, new thing comes with the flood. Like storm comes, it destroys many things, but at the same time, they create space for the new things to come and develop there. So this is a part of process of this process is a process of Mahakaal, where everything, this is a game, the Leela, that game is being played. Each chapter closes at one place, and which is the starting point of the next chapter. In like a book, there are multiple chapters. If you're reading some chapter, it has to end somewhere, then the new chapter opens. So this part, changing the chapters, that is the area, the department of Lord Shiva. And that's why Lord Shiva is called Mahakaal. We just keep that background and where everything is being played. Okay, so this is the understanding of that. By the way, Kaal Bhairav, I was telling, why Kaal Bhairav with all the ferocious these things? Because they just destroy your karma. Because the karmic thing, all we are in the karmic cycle of birth and death. So with the Kaal Bhairav destroys or annihilates our karma. Otherwise, we cannot get liberated. So why then in front of the temples, the Kaal Bhairav things are there? Because before entering that temple, that is a sacred place, they chew away your bad karma so that you feel lighter and get in there. But otherwise, you karma boj, what the burden of karma will not allow you to enter. So, like say that, like you leave your shoes outside the temple, same as your karma. So who does that? That is the Kaal Bhairav. Anyway, so this is about some religious implications of regarding time. Next reference we have already discussed in detail earlier about Kashmir Shaivism. There is something called Kaal Tattwa. So already we explained much detail. I'm not going in detail here. I'm just mentioning it here. Kaal Tattwa means there are Pancha Kanchuka. There are 5 layers, which is limitedness. Top is Maya, Mahamaya, and then the lowermost is the Purusha. It is Suddha Tattva in between. So topmost of them is Maya and lowermost is the Purusha. Purusha is the highest form of individual self. So between Maya and Purusha, there are 5 layers, which is called Pancha Kanchuka. So in Kashmir Shaivism, like the Kala and all those kind of things, one of them is Kaal Tattva. Kaal Tattva means, or it is also mentioned as a Niyati Tattva. See, Kaal Tattva means it is everybody who, the Purusha, like human being, they will not have unlimited time. They cannot be immortal. Man is mortal. So they have a limited time. Within that limited time, whatever they need to do, then they will do. Whatever experience they can get, then time over, then another new chapter starts. But same body and all those things, this time is limited. And this particular thing is called Kaal Tattwa. Everything, whatever started to end. So that is Kaal Tattva. And that includes human life as well. So your time is limited, clock is running out. So whatever you need to do, finish. Definitely one point of time that this life will end. So that is a Kaal Tattva as per the Kashmir Shaivism. It's one of the Panchakanchukas. If you go back to that table earlier and whatever we discussed during that Kashmir Shaivism, you'll understand what are the other things. I'm not going today into detail. Okay, so next is about the spiritual understanding of time. Okay. In spirituality, the time is viewed as an illusion, or a mind construct. Okay, it is not an absolute reality. What is reality? I'll come a little later. What is the truth? But time, on the spiritual understanding, it is your mind construct. So it is your mind construct. It is an illusion, or one of the illusion factors which runs us. So, in that sense, that like Eastern philosophy, time often views as this critical rather than linear link to the continuous will. Means, as I mentioned a little earlier, there is a Buddhism and all the Kaalchakra, means it repeats itself and things like that. But thing is, all those kinds of elements in the spiritual perspective, it is not the truth. It is an illusion. And earlier we were discussing about the Lord Shiva. He created the background of time and space so that we can have human experience. We can have certain sequence of events to play. It is just a screen where things will be projected. Whatever is in screen is not the actual story. It just holds the background so the story can be played. This particular thing is a spiritual understanding, is time and space has been created just to give the framework, just to give the stage so that all the activities can be played. So as it is created to have the activities are played, that's why it is spiritually, this is called illusion. It's just a stage for a Leela game. It is just a field of a game, that's all. Field has been created so that game can be played. So in that sense, in the ultimate, the truth, time does not exist. So often you say that, often you see that on the spiritual level, people, when you go higher, then they enter into some zone or higher dimension where there is no space, there is no time. It's called beyond space, beyond time. That's a higher dimension. That is the energetic dimension. So, and that's why the spiritual, from the spiritual understanding is that whatever is governed or affected by time, though these are not the ultimate truth. These are all the projections, like a movie screen, whatever being projected, and that's it. It is not the reality. And you can say it is like a holographic movie, what's going on. They're not the truth. These are illusions. So, and illusions, to play the illusions, the time and space has been created, and that's what. So when people go into higher level of awareness, then they realize that the time here, particularly for us, say planet Earth, whatever time, this is an illusion. It has been a created stuff. It is not the original stuff. So, and that is what the spiritual understanding is. And then next obvious question is then how to go into the truth then. If this is not real and or not true, If it is illusion, then how we can go to the higher level? For that, it is to go beyond time. We have to, or uh, we have to be at the present moment. Present moment is the bridge between this time space, this dimension, we call 3D, 3 dimension, to the higher dimension, 5D. The bridge is 4D. How to get into the bridge? Bridge is only, or forget about 3D, 4D. See, it is a spiritual dimension and this is physical dimension. Okay, the connection between physical dimension and spiritual dimension is the present moment. Okay. When you are, your attention, your focus is the present moment, that is the bridge to connect you to the spiritual dimension. How do you do that? How do we get into this present moment and take the bridge, cross over to the other higher dimension? We use our breath to do that. There are two reasons we use our breath. One is breath is prana, means it is an energy, so we have to be aware of that energy. And secondly, to get beyond our mind or ego makes us to be stuck into this physical world. And by all these illusions or the mind constructs, including those time stuff. So it is possible that many people, they never had any spiritual experience. Why? Because their mind was never been in the present moment, silent and in the present moment. Both are needed to cross the bridge. So to bring mind to the present moment, we follow our breath, anapanasati. This, while following the breath, and normally, I'm sure you must have heard it during your original initiation or later on many times during the sessions and workshops, that you cannot follow your breath, what you took yesterday. And neither you can follow your breath you are going to take tomorrow. When you are following your breath, your attention, your focus automatically comes to the present moment, because that is the only breath you are taking. And this is how this technique, it is a spiritual technique we use, bring our attention to the present moment. Then how we transcend the physical world to the spiritual world, because the next higher dimension is an energy dimension. And while following the breath, just at the point where the breath stops, inhalation stops and exhalation starts, that is sandhi. In sandhi, you can say that whatever oxygen we are taking in, that converts into prana. So we get hold of that pranic energy, and enter into energy dimension. So in that sense, sandhi is the bridge to go into the higher dimension, the energy dimension connected to higher dimensions. So once we enter energy dimension, then further path is easy. That energetically we can move there. Physically we cannot go there. Physically we have to live there. So physical, from transcend physical reality to the energetic thing, we use sandhi. So that is the importance of that. See, sandhi Kaal is there, no? There is a time. So you have to catch that fraction of a second moment there, where your breathing momentarily stops for a fraction of a second. Yeah. Only thing what you need to do, you have to be aware of it. That's all. Rest of the thing, your awareness will go into the higher dimension automatically. You need not to bother. But only thing you have to focus on the sandhi. So in that sense, if I just summarize, the sandhi is the way to transcend Kaal or time. Transcending Kaal or time is transcending the physical dimension and go into energy dimension. So in other things, when in the energy dimension, there is no time, there is no space. So in that sense, by using the technique, you are transcending time. I repeat, By doing the process, whatever spiritual practice we do, sandhi Kaal Jagruta, by doing the process, we transcend from the physical dimension, our awareness, physical dimension to energy dimension. And the energy dimension is that there is no time there. So that is how we transcend time. Or you can say the duality consciousness to unity consciousness. Yeah? There is no space either. You can create anything there. There's no limitation. You need to buy land to construct anything. There is no limitation, unlimited. You can do whatever you want there. Yeah? So space is also not there, which has been created, this physical space. It is also not there. Okay. So that is how we transcend the things. And the next is now is timeless and the only truth. Okay. So now let us come, whatever your time and your events, you call it reality. Your past is your reality. Your future is going to happen. That is another reality and all this thing. Both these chapters, like your past and your future, which depends on your time, both of these are your mind construct. This is just a concept. Only truth is the present moment or now moment. Anything happened means people say that, okay, future we understand that didn't happen yet, but past it happened. How come that is a concept? How come it is in our mind construct? That is the truth. No, that is not the truth. When that happened, that incident happened, that event happened, that time it happened in that now moment. At present, it is just in your mind or in a memory. That's why it is your mind construct. By any means, if somebody erased your memory, your past will evaporate. You will lose your, any clue about your past. So that means everything is in your memory. No, it is your mind construct. So what is not there in the memory? Only the present moment, now moment, this moment, now. The power of now. There is a Eckhart Tolle's his book, famous book is there, Power of Now. Because this is the only truth about time. Some people I see they're, drawing a clock. The clock is from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 12, no? The wall clock. Everywhere they put now. Wonderfully, shown that picture. They said every time is now time. That is correct. Truth is that whatever is happening, whatever your truth, they happen only at the now moment. Rest of the thing, if it is not now, rest of the things are your mind. And that can be changed. You can manipulate that, you can erase that and things like that. But those are because those are not the truth. Truth is what? Which does not change with time. Eternal truth. That is only possible at the present moment. So all these spiritual practices we do to bring our focus to the present moment, and then we try to be in the present moment. How we achieve the now moment? Just stopping the thought of our mind. Thoughtless state, no thought zone. If there is no thought, then we lose sense of time, because time is an interpretation of our mind that we mentioned in the beginning. When the mind stops, the time stops as well. And then we enter fully, our being enter into the timeless zone. What is timeless zone? The eternity, the spiritual domain. So that is called timeless, which is not affected by time. So, and that is how it is called, you are living in the eternal now. When you go to eternal now, you can access all the informations. In that level, you can see what happened in your past lives. Because it's all available now. Okay. And even in the future, everything is there, in the awareness level. So you have access to that. So that is the power of now, that you have access to all the informations. I call it like, suppose in a CD, a movie in a CD. Full movie, all the full story is there in the CD, and it is available right now, everything, same time. That is the truth. But to have the experience of that movie, we need to play it. And for playing, we need a screen and time. Like what a 2 hours movie, you have 2 hours time and a screen to project. No, that then only our screen to see in the laptop or whatever. So we need two things. No, one is space, screen, and one is time, so that we know what sequence that storytelling is happening. The movie. Exactly same thing happens on our life. This world is given as a space and some kind of time, from birth to death and then rebirth and all this kind of thing, historical time, clock time. So that we play the game and have this kind of experiences of human life. That's all. But to go beyond, only bridge is now moment, so that we can cross over and experience it from that level where time does not exist. Everything is accessible, like a CD. Everything is there. You wanted to look into that, you rewind and see what happened there. Future, you like to see, go fast forward and see some scene what is happening. All are available. Okay, it is like that. All right. So with this, we'll conclude our today's session. So if there is any question, so you can ask me now. And let me save the attendance. All right, we have the save the attendance. So I don't find any hands raised. All right, we'll just chant Shanti Path and conclude our today's session. Sarvesham swastirvavatu. Sarvesham shantirvavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Om sarve bhavantu sukhino. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukkha bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Mangalam.